All right, what is up there, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Tuesday, one step ahead, post Easter, the aftermath. I think we have a lot to get to today. Yeah, it was a busy weekend. Lots to cover then to see what's going on this week and beyond. As always, the normal panel, gentlemen, welcome. Mr. Up and Adam, Mr. I Joe Bruin. Gents, how are we today?
Good evening. It's good. Just honestly, lots to jump into, so I'm excited for it. Excited to jump into it.
Joe is
Yeah,
muted.
All right, my bad.
there it is.
It was a
That works.
grind, man. Easter was a grind, man. 3 days of
Yeah,
no break for me as a content creator. So I'm kind of excited to just have some days where I'm not doing anything. So that feels good. And sorry, by the way, for anyone watching. I have the light in the background when it's really bright. I can't do anything about it. So
It's all good.
trust me, I get 5 YouTube comments telling me to get a whole blackout thing from my background. I'm like, dog, I can't really do it. So there's nothing I can do about it.
It's all good. They'll get used to it. So why don't we just start in chronological order here? So the lead up to Easter.
Yeah. Podcast last week.
Yeah, we missed it last week. So let's start from the beginning, right? It's Easter. It feels normal. We start from the beginning. So all right, what was the prep like? What were we anticipating going into it?
Yeah, I guess for me was when Joe's told me that we were gonna get rerolls, I was like, all right, cool. It's pretty much gonna be sit tight and then go crazy. If I knew it was just gonna be extravagant rerolls, I probably would have been collecting eggs all week because man, those sets took forever with the menus, man. Oh my goodness. I got through 300 350 eggs and I felt like I was on the game nonstop.
Yeah.
How do you do this faster?
Right.
And I couldn't. So that was my only I guess regret was not starting these sets earlier, but the sets were not good value if we did have a reroll that came into the game, right? So yeah, that was my prep, was just collecting everything, and then got through open packs and open eggs.
Right.
Adam leaking the intel, that's okay.
At this point, I keep doing it.
So I guess you could say we found out about we kind of assumed egg rerolls were eventually going to be put in the game, and well, when you hear that, you're like, why would I do the sets, right? If the egg rerolls come in, you'd be doing them for probably like 25 to 30% cheaper than doing the sets, and the sets were already a pain in the butt before that. So it's like, why would I want to go through all that hassle when there could be a reroll and I can get it cheaper and faster? And then, of course, on Thursday morning, we had the egg glitch. They put extravagance in the game. That alongside the coin pack were bugged for 30 minutes without the extra zero in the pack. So we had that off rip, and we'll eventually get into that. I want to have a conversation about what would the market have been without the egg glitch. But you get the extravagant reroll for training. And I mean, I think even without the egg glitch, I would not. It just wasn't that good. I mean, I definitely would have done more if I did zero basically after I had the egg glitch, so I had no reason to do the egg reroll. And then the sets were the same price; they were still overpriced. I mean, again, we were waiting till the reroll, and they only gave us 3 days pretty much to collect as many eggs as possible with the information of having a reroll in the game. My issue was like Thursday. First off, I had a bunch, I had all my training. My plan was I had pretty much my entire account was in training. I was planning on using 60 to 70% of it on training rerolls. The other 30% I was going to sell. So be like, okay, I was fine. I could space that over 3 days. It would not be hard to sell 30% of my training. Problem is they put the extravagant egg reroll in the game, and I'm like, this is just I'm just gonna lose, lose over and over and over again. So I'm like, shoot, I got 3 days. I gotta dump pretty much all of this training. Yeah. So over the 3 day span, I had to dump 100 million training. I had to upload because you only had 3 days of getting that kind of window where you get a lot of views for egg content, you would say. And then I also had to stream. So it was first 2 days, all it was me trying to sell as many cards as I possibly could, upload, streaming everything. And then Saturday was my egg day, my egg hoarding day. And I'm not kidding. I probably spent 4 to 5 hours on stream, 3 to 4 hours off stream. I spent 10 total hours the entire day getting as many eggs as possible. Right. And the number I got up to was I got 400 smalls, mediums, and larges in 10 hours. So even if I would have pretty much had to do that for 2 days if I wanted to get max eggs. And that's just the annoying part. Is I spent 10 hours on Saturday getting as many eggs as possible, knowing they were an L still, and I can only get 400. I wish it would have been a much easier process. I think that's the annoying part.
Yeah. Mine was similar. I spent probably an 8-hour stream on Saturday, I think, just doing eggs. I decided I was the screw it out of just boredom and wanting my binder empty. I just took everything, whatever I had. I started at mediums and then went to smalls and then got more stuff and did a bunch of larges, and just completely cleaned house. It worked. I ended up profiting minus the. So I also, side note, I don't think I want to call them glitches anymore. They're way too common. Okay, we are here waiting for them every week. I'm gonna call them flash sales from now on. Okay, because they're only 30 minutes long, right? Everyone in the whole community knows, hey, I should probably check at 10:30 just in case. There's no shot that somebody at EA isn't sitting there going, this is not right again. It has to be I'm convinced it is a flash sale, right? From now on, I will refer to all mistakes at 10:30, 11 o'clock as flash sales for 30 minutes only.
I think we should dive deeper into these flash sales later on and the complaints that I keep getting, because I really want to. I do want to argue a little bit, and I do want to go on a little bit of a rant. But let's get to that in a little bit. Go ahead.
So yeah, I ended up with essentially clearing out my binder. I had 650 by the end. I did get 170 during the flash sale though, so that definitely helped that number.
Me and you are like the exact same at 600, like 200 total for the extravagance. So that shows you like
it was a grind.
And I was opening packs.
I couldn't take it. Right. Too. Yeah, I kept trying every pack I could. Oh man!
Imagine if you were individually buying each of the pieces for the sets, you would have gotten 100 total in 3 days. Like we were just generally opening up pro elite packs and stuff, getting as many cards as possible, just throwing them in sets and just torching coins.
Right. So. My lights are going nuts right now. I apologize. Those will stop in a minute. Yeah, so I mean a whole day. JG buddy, appreciate you, man. A whole day of I was trying to open up whatever would give me the most stuff to go into egg sets, right? And just burning it all down. Right. That being said, I don't regret any of it, right? Like the flash sale made it worth it regardless, right? You had no chance of losing. That's why I just didn't care. I was like, oh, whatever. I already made, I think just from the extravagance, like out of the quick sales that I had, it was something stupid, like 34 million training out of just the extravagance. I was like, okay, everything's free at this point. We're like, I don't care about anything anymore.
At that point,
right. I'm like, this is literally like if I had the worst PvP reroll ever, like 60 million coins just sitting here out of these packs. So I mean that side of it was fun. I think I don't know, you guys tell me how you feel about it. As far as Easter as a whole went, and what came out of the eggs, I know I had some good luck on smalls, a lot more luck on mediums. Larges were decent. The extravagance were exactly what we all thought they were going to be, right? No surprises there at all.
And I think that's my biggest disappointment of the entire program.
Yeah.
I think that for me is the biggest disappointment is like, it's literally like wrapping a gift, but it's like a chair. So it's a chair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Like there's a bow on it. It's in the corner. I'm like, oh, I can see it.
Like I know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So that kind of like, I didn't like that part of it. But other than that, I think I had the similar luck to you. Like my small eggs were trash. I got so many 87s. And then everything else, mediums were good for me, and large were mediocre at best.
I think it was. I mean, I don't want to like keep complaining because it's not like I knew what I was wasn't getting into. I knew exactly what I was going to get from the eggs, from the extravagance. I will say I was still a little bit disappointed by the overall minimums on the small, medium, and larges. I was hoping the largest would be 95 plus, but they were 94 plus. Which was unfortunate because I wouldn't have complained. Okay, see, this is where the sets come into play. I wouldn't have complained about the overall minimums if we were paying the price of what the egg quick sold for, right? It's like we were paying the 73,000 that it was for a large egg. But the problem was we weren't really paying that. We were paying more around like the 100,000 training mark because the set inflation price. So then when you were getting a 94 out of a large set, for example, like you're paying 250, 260 a value through a large set and you pull 94, you're losing 150K. Like it's so much for large.
Right.
And then the mediums being, if like mediums were 92 plus, they would have been the best aces. The 92s, of course, now going still for 60,000 coins. But again, 91s were 91, 92 drop off is huge, 60K to 25K. It's like a huge drop off. And then, man, the smalls being 87s were just like not even 88 minimums, not 89. I was thinking 90. Going from a 15K training, what is an 87 Quixel for? Like
3,100.
That
was wild to me.
That's 1/5. That would actually be like the large being a 90, like no, not even a 93 minimum. It'd be like a 92 minimum on a large. Like an 87 plus is really, really odd. The fact they didn't use the newer content, like we didn't get an Ultimate Legend,
that was
weird. Wild card, any AKA, not even like, well, I guess there was a Team of the Year, like you could always pull that in a egg, but we were getting cards from August and September.
Yeah, we had like most. I have so many most feared cards in my binder right now.
Again, it didn't really it didn't really matter because I mean we could talk about the biggest market like shift at all was the fact that the egg sets stayed in the game on Sunday, so it made like your 87 overall cards that were probably going to be 2,000 or 3,000 without them be. Now they sell for 9,000 to 10,000. So that was the biggest bailout ever. Was like 86 overall card or 87 overall cards to 92 overalls got a huge floor on them because the egg set stayed in the game.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Right. So weird parts. Right. Old programs only in the eggs for the most part. Really right. Old AKAs. Harvest. Most fear team of the week. Strange, right? Strange to not have at least new AKAs. No ULs was very, very odd.
So they didn't even give us an extravagant egg for them. Like they could have done a one, like really odd, really odd.
But on the opposite end of the spectrum, the good part was you could pull Ring of Honor and Team of the Years out of smalls.
Yeah,
right? which I know I did. I know a lot of other people did. So there's a weird balance here. Like some things we were scratching our head, and other things I was like, ooh, damn, that's actually pretty cool. It wasn't the smalls and mediums, even the larges weren't just this program only, right? Like we kind of decide from like, oh, that's this egg, that's this egg. No, it was everything, right? You could pull whatever really out of it. So it seemed like all the eggs were kind of the same. Like they were kind of like boxed into some programs, but still had a chance to go out. Once you broke through that like 91, 92 threshold out of the smalls, it was like whatever.
Yeah.
So that part was kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I do have a weird conspiracy theory, though. Because we got these programs that we didn't expect at all out of these eggs, I don't know that I don't think they're coming up again in the future. Right? Because we've done this before, where out of nowhere we get like an old program resurfaces. You're like, why would you do? And then like 3 weeks later, I'm like, I need all those again.
Team Champions.
Team Champions, or even, I know it's a little bit early, but those may be the set pieces that you need for Rookie Premier.
Just a bunch of random promos stuff. Yeah, could be thrown into a TV. The TVP, like with the whole golden ticket thing, I really wish they went to like an old, like last year's TVP during the golden ticket era was so much better with like the ultimate legend pieces in there and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it could still change. Hopefully the last TVP that comes out after this one goes, this should be the final one. Once this goes away, this should be
exactly.
it. Hopefully that it has
25K probably.
Go to 50 and put everything in there.
Go
to 50 and it's 90 pluses, right? 90 pluses only go to 50. Take out all the other crap. Right. Everything else out. Go to 50K. I mean, everybody's binders are stacked. So yeah, I mean, there's some odd stuff, but some also cool stuff. The fact that the egg sets are in there. The smalls were still a good value. I mean, I take that back. You could build the smalls for cheaper training than what you can quick sell.
That was the one odd thing. It's like it costs, what is the third? It's like 13 something like thousand for a 15,000 egg.
Yeah.
That was like the odd thing.
Yeah, so kind of odd. You could have won. Honestly, you could have stacked up training if you just built all those and quick sold all of them. You could have just kept recycling all of that. But I think my biggest fan piece so far with the eggs, we have asked all year long for something to do with binder trash. And in April, I consider 90 and belows binder trash. That's trash. Yeah. I'm not selling if it's not 100,000 coins, I'm not selling it. Right? It is just trash in my binder. I know we sometimes the three of us, we live on a different planet, right? We've been blowing. I mean, well, Adam and I have just been blowing coins any way possible.
Always.
Joe's still psychotic and still trying to get more every day.
He's still selling his 78 to 79s on Monday.
He's hoarding him for
chill.
Monday.
All right. Relax.
You know I've been opening packs a ton because I now have 300 high golds and I had 0. I had 0 4 days ago.
The
Now I
fact
have
that you
300.
have them, though, I've been quick selling them as soon as I see
I don't
them out of
want-
my packs.
Refuse to fix them.
But the fact that those are still in, I think, is great because now your other option was TVP, which are terrible, right? I don't know what the hell they did with Cam Chancellor this week, but that was ridiculous.
I feel like that's gonna be the pull race for golden tickets. But
I'm sure, yeah.
It's gonna be the Tom Brady-esque feel.
Like 99 period has that 9 decimal number pull rate. So now we have an option with your pack trash. You don't have to just quick sell, your 90 and belows. The small medium eggs are decent to go ahead and roll. I think you're not going to win. They're not a profit. It's not a method. They're just fun, right? It's April.
Yeah.
Look for fun things to do. But they're by no means a guarantee. You want guarantee? Go do. I'm going to spoil it, and your chat's going to hate me. Go do Ring of Honor rerolls. Okay. I said it. Joe didn't leave him alone.
Ring of Honors is they're done now. They've lost their
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
98s are
right.
still like 750 though. At least they were this morning
Yeah.
when I checked.
yeah, they were 950 like to a mil Sunday morning, and every day they've dropped like 50k.
Yeah.
No one does them because I've been preaching them for the past week, and it's like that I'm the only person. I feel like that's been everyone
Yeah.
else. Every stream I go into, it's just packs, TVPs.
I don't know
like,
who's touching TVPs are crazy.
I
I've been
don't know the last time I
terrible.
touched TVPs on like.
they're the
stream,
worst.
man.
I mean,
terrible.
with the market where it is now.
1.5 is a return or something like that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the worst in any reroll because at least 90s go for 30k now. So I would say free agent rolls are better, sugar rush rolls are better, everything's
See,
better.
that's what I
The
was
TVP
doing.
is the worst roll in the game.
So to get my egg count up, right? I was doing like pro star packs, keeping my 86 and pluses. Actually, I was keeping 84 and plus up and turning 84 and 85 into 86, 87 to do eggs, and quick selling everything lower that. And then when I would get a bunch of stuff or like 94 and ups, I would quick sell because they were worth nothing. And then I would go do like the sugar rush roll because it was guaranteed 90 and 93s, and then I would throw those into the large eggs. So those Rex, those were all the other rerolls were actually kind of decent over the weekend. The 93 ones were kind of hitting.
I'll say this, and I don't know if you guys know about this. What I did with my like minor trash after I had my stream Sunday night, it was actually on stream with the smallest, mediums, and largest. You know what we're really, really, really good to do with the overalls? It's Team Diamond 2s. Team Diamond 2 were amazing. Someone shout out Cap, man. I don't know if he's here. Cap was in my stream Sunday night. He's like, yo, look into Team Diamond 2 sets. And when you went onto them, you would have 15 out of 25 from every single team. And all you had to do was buy 82s and 84s and maybe a few 87s, maybe one or two 94s.
Off.
Right.
And the price you were getting if you were to sell those cards back in the market, you were getting like an extra 100. I was selling my Team Diamonds all for 950 to a mil Sunday night. And like the total combined value was like 700 to 750. It was really, really good. So that's what I used most of mine. Like I know you guys put them back into mediums, larges, and smalls. I completed 15 Team Diamond 2 sets for probably a combined 300k. I was just buying 82s and 84s. I had to buy like 3 of each for each set, and that was it. Those were really, really good. I mean, you still the Team Diamond 2 sets have come down a little bit in price, but that's what I was using majority of my binder trash on because it was easy. Like, again, I was not really looking to sell 187s for 9k.
Right. Yeah.
And 188s for 20k. Like I wanted to find something to put them in Team Diamond 2. Like I was originally was selling my 92s for 65k, which I was getting a great price.
Too.
I was selling that, and someone was like in caps like, yo, look into Team Diamond 2 sets because that's going to use it uses your 87s, your 88, 89s, your 9, pretty much the small and medium trash from 86 overall to 93 you can use. Even 94, 95s, that's where you can use those too.
Yeah.
Because I was I quick sold like all my 97 or like all cards that I bought. I don't know if you guys were sniping Sunday morning. I didn't get too much done, honestly. Excited to make a video, so like took off half of the time I wanted to snipe. But the Ring of Honor rules, like you mentioned, that's what I used for like training assets. I had was just Ring of Honor and then build up to 98s. But
Yeah.
Pretty much my binder's getting. My thing always has been like I'm trying to actually get fully liquid at this point because as long as egg sets are in the game, those low overalls are really expensive, and then training, I think it's just gonna like slowly drop going into the TVP going away. I know a lot of people are saving it for Mission Mutt, but in my opinion, it's like you really think a new promo reroll is gonna return because the Ring of Honor has been returning 2+ pretty much and maybe it's not anymore, but it was for the past like 3 days. You really think a new promo reroll is gonna return 2+ with everyone spamming it? Highly doubt that. So I've been Ring of Honor.
Let's talk about that. Let's go into this week. Let's assume that these sets stay in the game for the rest of the year, right? We've never lost this set, right? So let's assume these are
exactly
here for the rest of the year.
I think we have, but they've been timered, and these have no timers. So.
Right? Yeah, these seem like they're just here now. Maybe in like I don't know a month when like typical program stuff like disappears, right? But okay, so assuming those stay in this week coming up, we have Mission Mutt, which who knows, right? Shall we assume new rerolls and new limiteds?
I think we'd have to assume,
right? I would always assume that.
I think every Thursday promos had a reroll.
Right. And then Friday, 97 Reduxes are finally here. Which saved all my Redux eggs. Feel super smart about that. If new stuff would be in there, who knows? But let's take a look at how training goes. So some stuff is still really, really, really high right now, right? Like 92s are still like 2.8. You know, so we have some things over 2. Everything else is kind of right back to where it was, like we expected it to be.
1.8, 1.7.
Yeah. With some numbers already being inflated and potential for 2 new needs for training this week, knowing that I'd go on a limb and say the majority of players did the dumb stuff and already quick sold all their stuff and tried to roll for cam on Sunday and lost all of it. And didn't get cam. Do we think? So you think, Joe? You think training goes down? See, I'm in the opposite.
Well,
I think it goes up.
I don't necessarily think training goes down at all. It probably stays the same, like you said, goes up a little bit. I just think the return rate on a Ring of Honor roll right now is just there's no way it's lower than what the roll if you actually are rolling.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think the market's the market's gonna have to either stay the same. It's not gonna go down, at least on Thursday and Friday, especially Friday with the Reduxes in there. That's gonna be a really good day if you actually want to hit TVPs up.
Yeah.
Because those 97s are still like there's some linemen that are really, really good. LTDs there. So Oh, it's come out Thursday. You guys said no, you're saying Thursday. They announced it and I didn't watch this.
Well, they didn't say what day it was. It just says on the
because we normally get them on Friday. We've gotten the past 2 Reduxes have been Friday.
On the schedule, it looks like it's Friday too. So.
Yeah.
Unless they said something, I missed it. Well, I literally watched the stream, but I honestly don't really pay attention.
The value of training probably has that little baby spike on Thursday morning and Friday morning. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like the reroll return rate. Promo rerolls have been awful the entire year. And the Ring of Honor. The only reason the Ring of Honor is good is because no one does them, and the 98s were going for a ton. Like
more than
98 overall. Yeah, dude. If the 99s were in the roll, it'd been that roll would have been crazy. But yeah, the 98s were going. They're still going for above what Barry, Tony G, is going for. So.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. I'm intrigued. And very intrigued by what's going to go down this weekend. I don't think I'm probably not going to sell a bunch. Again, just because I don't care anymore, right? I'm probably just going to go, I don't know, take a mill too and just burn it Thursday and Friday just for the hell of it. And see what comes out.
Right.
Excited. Hopefully, dude, I really hope that space animation is really, really cool, but it's not going to be cool if it's for a 90 overall. So I wish there was like a lower tier space animation like that one you got for pulling a 90. I miss awesome.
I miss the lower animations and then the high animations. This year. Like that's like one of the biggest things with like I think the card art's been great. I think the animations are cool, but just like the same animation every time really upsets me. I don't know why. It just bothers me.
It would make packs way more addicting as well. Like it would make me actually want to do rerolls if there was a different like look at the snow globe from Presence. That was like when you got the snow globe animation, it was the biggest natural high you can get from opening packs. Like it was awesome. Yeah, the fire nice was really really cool.
The fire one's good. Yeah,
exactly. Like it was
that was
really,
just
really
the ghost,
fun.
right? Was this just 95s?
It was just
the 0-2. Yeah, it was just the 0-2. Yeah.
I still get excited when I pull that. Like I get it and I get like, oh shit! Like I got a couple of them out of eggs. Yeah,
it's just different. Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully they bring those back in the future.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so overall, Thumbs up or thumbs down on Easter?
I mean,
Uh,
come on. The problem with Easter is not a bad promo compared to other normal promos, but Easter you have expectations with Easter.
I
You
think
have
that's the biggest thing. I think
Christmas.
I think it was different than what we expected.
But our
I think-
expectations they're rightful. Like it's one of two promos the entire year where you kind of expect it to be. I don't know. The problem is, again, eggs last year. I lost a ton on eggs last year, but you know what was better was there was a roll for 2 weeks. We had 2 weeks of kind of just fun, you know, like there was stuff to do for 2 weeks. The problem with this one is it was just like it just felt like a promo designed to take coins away, and the only reason it turned out to be decent was because of the egg glitch, but only probably 1% of the entire MUT community got a benefit from that. So like I don't see how anybody can argue. I don't know how anybody can argue it was a W at all if you don't include the loophole. And the problem was the loophole also kind of ruined the eggs for the people that didn't do the loophole because it made the extravagance. Like I'm really curious to know if the 98 free agent market tanks like that, the 98 game changer market tanks like that. If people didn't, it's like I had like 25 each of them. Like what if I had 3 or 4? I feel like those players probably are going for 600, 650 and 700K instead of being 450, 550.
450, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like there was like, what was good about like the sets were overpriced. The sets were a hassle. The biggest thing was that it was a hassle. It was a hassle to lose coins at that point. It wasn't like if it was a hassle to, make coins or like be beneficial towards the user. Okay. That's better, but it was a hassle to lose coins. And then on top of that, the reroll they released, the only cards you can pull in that were no pluses. Remember that? It was like pretty much, it was like what makes presents and eggs really good was it was a reroll instead of a reroll. You rerolled for a card and that was another reroll.
Right.
So you had 2 chances of getting a higher rated card. Whereas, of course, EA Sports Economist does the extravagant roll only where you can't pull a plus out of that. Like you could technically say like you could extravagance.
Yeah, you only got the
110K.
one shot, right? Whichever egg you got, that was the plus was in the training roll, and that was it.
I mean, it's clear like it was all designed to do that. It was the best pack was the egg pack for 120K. I love that. That pack was amazing.
Those are great.
Those were amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I think I'm still giving it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I think the sets save it for me to inject a little bit of life
into
going forward. Yeah, not even the market, but just going forward. I think without that, two things. Without the flash sale and without the set staying in, this probably would have been one of the worst programs in history.
Yeah.
Without those two things.
The sets actually save it.
Right.
I don't think people realize how much the sets are saving the eggs and the overall
there's something
to
do now. You can log on right now. There's seriously nothing to do in MUT right now, right? Because none of you guys play the game. No one. I haven't seen anyone play the game in months, right? All just concerned about packs and everything. So this gives you something you can log on literally right now, open up packs. If you pull a 92 out of a star fantasy pack, you already win, right?
Yeah,
you're already tripling up. And then you can go do eggs after that with all the. At least I would only do the small and medium. I'm not touching those larges ever again.
No.
But like there's something to do. Like I did them yesterday for 2 hours and I didn't lose anything. And actually, you know what I mean? Like I think I broke even out of all of them, but for 2 hours, like that was fun.
Yeah, that's actually that's it's one of the biggest W's I think we've had all year in terms of market and replayability stuff with pack fodder and everything. 100%. And I don't know if I want them in the game the entire year because that would kind of like we'll see. The big date for me is I think the next 2 Thursdays are big days because this Thursday we get new content, so they might take out the rerolls, and then next Thursday we're getting we could get 99s this Thursday and 99s this Saturday. We could get an overall boost, but I still think we're waiting until the TVP goes away and they refresh the TVP with a new price, and then we start to get 99s, and that would be the day where they potentially remove the sets. But I think if we get past next Thursday, I think they're in the game for the rest of the year, which is
right
huge for just pack openings and stuff, and like at the end of the year replayability stuff to always do. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
So I don't know. I don't know that we necessarily have to have the. I think the 99s could be definitely this week. with what do you call the we just had Cam 99. Sorry, my brain paused mid sentence there. 90 we have 99 limiteds already.
Yeah, that
right,
was
in
weird
the
how they just did
TVPs.
Cam Chancellor.
Yeah, right.
Really
I don't
weird.
I don't comprehend how one was 99, the other one was
Yeah, it
98.
wasn't. Yeah.
Been a lot of very confusing pieces to things lately. I could see hopefully this week I'm gonna hope for at least both ULs being 99s. I'm hoping this Mission Mutt stuff are 99s to pop out as well.
I need at least a Grandmaster 99 if we're gonna get 98.
That'd be
still.
cool. Like just like
Right,
that, like
yeah.
the Reggie White kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that,
that.
I always
I'm
like
okay
when they
with
do that.
Yeah,
Really
I'm
cool.
okay with that
I'm okay
too.
with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It just, but like, yeah, it just feels. You know what? I do like you could literally like open probably 1 million coins into Star Fantasy right now and probably come out ahead or close to it.
It'd be close, yeah.
Like, and like you're. My biggest thing is not losing my entire 1 million coins opening those, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
before
saying.
It would just be open packs, and I lose the guaranteed I lose. Now at least I have a chance to make it back if I really wanted to.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see next Thursday, like what happens. I'll say that next. It's like we'll get the odds boost across like all the packs in the store.
Right.
So it'll 100% be interesting to see how the egg sets and like the packs do in general. Because if we're getting just higher overalls in general in the packs, then we can put those in the eggs and stuff, and that might be a little bit better. So we'll see. That's why I'm like next Thursday is like a big day for me. If egg sets stay in, then we're golden the rest of the year. But I don't know if I'd want them in the rest of the year. But I mean, shoot, it gives. I mean, we're not really like going out and selling 90. I don't think I've sold 90 overalls all year. So
yeah, that's why I'm like, just keep it there. Give me something to do with this instead of just quick selling it and doing a stupid, TVP with them. Even then, like they're gonna come back even more expensive, right?
I guess this might be them listening to us saying they give us a set to get rid of binder trash. That's kind of binder trash.
We tried
right?
for 8 months, right? We finally got one. Yeah.
So like honestly, if they keep it in the rest of the year, I don't think I'll be that upset about it. But is there really gonna be too much market like volatility?
Yeah.
The rest of the way, I think I prefer this at this point.
Right. Biggest will be, I guess,
this year.
Gap when TVPs leave. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much.
He said right now we're at 1.8, pretty much across the board in the market, minus our few set pieces. What do we really drop down to? 1.4, right? Like when TVPs go away and come back, like what's it really going to?
I think we'll drop pretty low, but then it will just rebound because I don't think they'll go long without the TVP not being in the store.
No, I could see I think we're on the same boat, like that weekend, right? If they go away that Thursday, like Monday they're back, right? Like it's not. This isn't a long drawn out process.
Bring him back when golden tickets get entered, which will be like a week after or 2 weeks after, something like that. So
God, don't be 2 weeks. We can't. I need stuff fast. I know we'll have the drafts. We'll have that going on instead. That'll be our filler for the next couple weeks.
You think 99 are gonna be? That's usually the first 99 program, right? Like
it was last year too. Okay. I mean, you could say Power Ups got to 99s earlier on, but like just straight gold 99s, Okay, that'll be the first.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm still thinking. It kind of lines up with TVPs going away. That the first 99 fully for the rest of the year will be draft. Okay, cool. That works.
So tonight also, surprise, another round of golden tickets.
So what happened with that? I wasn't around on Saturday night, so I didn't get even a chance to log in. What happened? Were they locked for people?
No, they worked. No, people are just dumb.
Yeah, that's actually it. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they put it in bluntest ways possible. People were just dumb. Because on the pack, we all know, all of us know how this works. That have been around, have done this before, right? The packs open up at a specific amount of time. They're there until all of them are pulled.
Yep.
Right.
And
then the pack goes away
in the store. Yeah.
So people got on an hour into it. Go, where are my packs? I'm like, well, you didn't get them. They're gone already. They're already gone. And people got very, very upset about that.
It was like they went live like 30 minutes prior on the first day.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
they were like 15 minutes early. Yeah.
I still got on right at when they were supposed to, because that's when I fired up and they were still available. So
yeah, they were
right away.
Even the first night they were there until quarter after, 20 after.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's 30 minutes, right? There's hundreds of thousands of people opening them on multiple nerd accounts. Right. So like, if you figure, how many people on like 5 accounts.
You can't even pull them on farm accounts because of the IP thing.
Oh no, I was just lying to people. Yeah, I was just.
Oh,
my chat. Yeah. Yeah. Just like I kept telling them that they're eggs because they kept asking me when do eggs open. I told them they had to uninstall and reinstall their game. When I don't know why content. On major do you guys have this problem too? A little bit off track. On major content days, the chat just go dumb and they forget when things come out. Like they're like, when do eggs open? At the same time, everything happens. Like, is it different on large content days?
It's not. It's not even content days on my chat, bro.
Okay.
Just in my chat at like
Maybe
literally 9:30, around 10ish. I get the same question over and over, even if there's no content coming out that day. When's content? What time content? Bro,
Yeah.
you've been in my chat.
Yeah.
My only thing is like 99. Like the only content that's ever not at 7:30 is Team of the Week.
Right.
So I feel like you should know
the Tuesday content's at 11. Everything else is early.
Every single content drop is 7:30 a.m. West Coast, 10:30 a.m. East Coast. There should be no I'm sorry, but like unless this is your first week in MUT, you should know when content goes live.
Right.
Like, you know, it's the same thing. It's been the same thing for 10 years. You know, it's it's, you know, I don't know.
We're in a different boat because we're the ones stuck answering that same question, right? I'm sure the guy, I'm sure the poor guy that jumps in first time chatter doesn't know. He's like, I'll just ask the question. I don't mean to attack him, but from our side of the camera, when you get that 70 times in a matter of 6 minutes, like I give up. I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, the people watching also hate it. When I have to answer a question like more than 2 or 3 times in an hour, my chat will get upset at the person asking because they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear the same rhetorical question again. But all I can say is like I hate to put my IRLs on, but my IRLs do the same thing, man. I'll get like a text once every few months.
Right.
Yo, when does content go live? I'm like, dog, you've been playing this game with me for 10 years. You know when it goes live. 10:30, 7:30, same shit.
This is funny.
It pinned. Bro, you can have it pinned.
Right, it's there on the screen. Right.
It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, maybe it's just I'm not on always. I'm usually not on in the morning, except for like some Fridays. There's not always content on Fridays. Saturdays, though, I do get it. Saturdays at like 9:45. When do you all's drop? Tomorrow. They actually delayed them until. So I lied from now on. I don't have to tell you the truth. Yeah. I tell them it's the next day. Even tonight, because I'll be on through the golden ticket thing. When they ask when they open, I'm gonna say they moved them to Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Or you have to uninstall and reinstall, then you can open them.
It's a funny topic. Everyone.
We're on the same boat. Speaking of golden tickets, if you were to pull one, I know not going to happen, but if you did, I'm going to get you guys' opinion. Who is front runner for you?
Oh, good question.
Have you thought about this yet? Have you? Because I have mine locked down.
Yeah, I have like 2 names. I would either say now, if again, I do not know why EA Sports is scaling back the OP-ness of AKA X Factors and discount abilities for golden tickets when that is the one program where they should be. I honestly said, someone should make an Eric Dickerson with the Quadfather X Factor, and they should get like 5 0 AP abilities, and that would be like a throwback to Madden 20. But I would have to say my 2 would be either. I thought Jamal Charles got screwed when his card got released. Like his speed was at 97. I know speed you can get up to 99, but I would love a Jamal Charles with an AKX Factor. And then I would probably go like Drake London. He's a hometown kid, so I'd probably go for him.
I like before Adam, you give yours. I really like. So I get flack all the time, right? Because you would take a 97 and turn him into a 99, right?
It's just because I think Jamal Charles had no place in it. Like when he got released. He was already the 4th or 5th best running back, and I just wish he was like if his card came out a week later and was 98 overall, he would have potentially had 99 speed. But he was the last 97 UL to be released,
right.
And I just got terrible timing on his release. Yeah, I've been waiting for him forever, so that's.
I'm always good with that though. Like people always take no name trash cards and turn them into 99, so they have nothing to work with, right? But if you take a 97 and push him to a 99, they have no choice but to increase everything, right? Like imagine Barry Sanders' speed, agility, and movements with Bo Jackson's power back abilities, right? Like I want that, right?
My only complaint is if they have like an SSS tier card, 98 overall, that they just received. That'd be like my only thing. But honestly, 97 and below. I would say you can use to upgrade.
Yeah.
100%.
For me, I don't really have a must-have card. Like a lot of the players who I really like have cards. Like I would have if I got one, I would have had like Michael Parsons ready to go. But he's got that 98
Yeah,
like
it's be
like all the Cowboy guys like have good cards that I really like. Like I was gonna be like maybe Emmitt Smith just got a card, right? But I kind of want to see Amon St. Brown just to have a 99 golden ticket just because I got to play him. That was really cool.
yeah.
But I did help with the Lions.
Yeah, so yeah, I
That was
remember
cool.
we actually, I
I
guess
came
I could
into
say
chat,
my
yeah.
chat kind of helped a little bit too because we had a blast in the Lions golden ticket,
So
man.
they well again, I don't know if it's legit. He didn't send me a picture. I didn't ask for it. I don't think he's lying to me, but he said he's going with Jameson Williams. So
yeah, and that was one I always thought that was
6'2"?
really cool because he has a 94 and that
he
94.
He wanted to go with Barry, but he just got the 99. And he wanted to go with Night Train Lane, but I was like, he's probably gonna get a card.
Yeah,
like
he's
with Ultimate
way
Legend,
overdue.
I assume. That's probably gonna get declined because that's usually what happens
Right.
with those ones, right? So so he wanted to go with
You know what
Williams.
he should have
Like,
done with you saying that, because I know they will tell you if they're getting a card.
yeah,
He
That's
should have
right.
said, "Yo, do a Night Train Lane and see if they actually say anything." And then if they do, you know, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that would have been smart.
Oh, Ricky Williams would be fun too. He's got what, 90 still?
Yeah, he's got a 90. There's a few like a lot of the Team Diamond 1 guys. Like I know for the Cowboys, I was thinking like, well, the Marcus Ware is a 95, but I was saying like maybe Jason Witten because he only has a 92, and that'd be a cool Cowboys card. But because I know a ton of there's only been like 3 or 4 people that have been Cowboys fans. Like I know we're getting Dak. Where there's a ton of Cowboys fans that have already got one. So I think Jason Witten would be cool. Yeah.
See, mine's completely different.
How many are going with the fullback or kick or the running back falafel or whatever?
No, not Flele. No. I mean, as cool as that would be, no, mine is an anti-troll movement, right? I want a fullback, right, that will boost up whoever. I don't even care who, right? It doesn't matter. Joe Perry. Hardy has 97 speed, right? I'm gonna take him, blow him up. Now he's got 99 speed. I also want return man on him, right? I want bruiser on him. I want take on him, and I want freight train on him.
Yeah, kick to my fullback
again. Kick to my fullback again, nerds. Like, let's play football, right? Stop scum. Come at me, bro. Come at me all day. I want it. I will send it. Send it all day. I need it. And I need somebody else.
I wish all those were 0.
Right? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I also need somebody else to build a fullback or a tight end to put on the other side, right? So matter with the exact same stuff, right? Same thing, freight train, tank, bruiser, return man on the other side, so that no matter which side you kick to, you better kick this out of bounds or kick to the actual returner like a football game should. And let me just run this down your throat. Like, I can't wait. I need this so well, if I pull one tonight, though, people will be so freaking mad at me. But it'll be the best damn golden ticket you've ever seen in your life.
We'll probably get a fullback. Your move should probably to make the tight end. Do like a Taylor Decker. Because I know Taylor Decker, I think, is he running back? I think he's a tight end card, Taylor Decker.
See, yeah, I always want to do that, but I have tried every stupid blocking tight end at fullback, and they are dumb. Their stats are so good, and they're so dumb.
I'm saying for like the kick returns, I think someone will probably make a fullback, at least one fullback with the return.
I feel like Perry always get one.
Yeah. So then you can do the other. You can do the tight end for the opposite side of the field.
The tight end, yeah, but I don't care. Yeah. I want the shortest, stockiest, fastest, biggest hitting tight end. Like, you can't high put to him. Like, good, my R2 button's broken anyway. All right, that's who I want.
They're fun one. There's like as long as they're fun. Like again, I know this is like the big topic conversation when people get mad at people for making like. I know there's like a Dak Prescott being made. People are like, oh, why are you wasting your ultimate attack? If that's your favorite player, let you make it. That's like this whole point.
Right.
The whole point of this program is
we're getting it, but we're getting like 40 cards.
There's a ton, right? This one's weird.
Yeah. You're probably never. If you pull one, you're probably never pulling one again in your life.
Oh, dude,
let's be honest.
Never.
Oh yeah.
So pick who you want.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it's one. We're gonna get 20 quarterback gold tickets. I'm sure there's one that you're gonna want.
Oh
yeah. 20 quarterbacks. This will be what? Let's say there's 50. There's like 50 golden tickets this year, right? So there's at least 12 quarterbacks. There's at least 15 corners and safeties, right? There's probably 5 tight ends, a dozen wide receivers, right? Like we're flooded, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it'll be. I just want fun stuff. Whatever looks the coolest, right? Whatever I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that could actually be kind of cool. That's what I want. The only ones that I don't like are like the 3rd round linebacker from the Colts that no one's ever heard of. He played for 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter of some game because somebody went out hurt, but somebody's mom dated him in high school, right? And that's who we're throwing in the game. I don't need that. Those I'm out on. But everything else is cool.
Fair enough.
Feels like a lot of cards have gotten upgraded. This is like probably the year where there's the least amount of like players that are overdue for upgrades. I would say, like, I know Justin Simmons, Fredzilla needs him to get an upgrade,
Oh,
but I feel like a lot of the high end stars in the NFL have the most high rated cards this year. We have so many 97, 98. So
right.
I think they did a pretty good. Okay, I know we had this conversation about the team of the year when they brought team of the year in, and they didn't want duplicates. But the ones who didn't win, most of them got cards after, right?
They did,
Like,
yeah.
the Monroe. So I like that they did that. At least like, because like people want those cards, and they're still big names of best in the NFL, right? So I like that.
Yeah, that's what we kind of expected, right? If they made that list, they were going to get another card. They're like, do you want it now or you want us to put it out later? Like that was basically what the team of the year voting is. So, all right. So before we wrap things up, let's go back to the topic we wanted to bring up before, these flash sales.
Yeah.
What is going on? Adam, take the reins here, man.
I'm just like so tired of people just coming in getting mad that they miss it at literally it happens the exact same time every single time. Okay? And people are saying like if even if it is on purpose or whatever, let it, like, you need to sign in at that time. Like you're not going to see mistakes happen if they're not doing anything to the game. If content drops at 7 p.m. at night, those are when the mistakes will happen. If the content drops at 10:30, those are the mistakes that are it's gonna happen, right? And I get people getting mad saying, "Well, we should get make rates then." For what?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just like I get that conversation in my stream every morning, and it just bothers me because like, how? Why?
Yeah.
Why we game make rates because you missed it? You know if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be at that time.
And they're only for 30 minutes at a time. Like we know they're for 30 minutes.
I understand people are upset about it, but like it's the same time every time.
This is what I've been on both spectrums. I've missed out on 2, and then I've gotten this last one finally. I will say I'm really, now that it's this third one, I think I'm starting to understand more why people are starting to be upset, because again, people have work, school, and stuff. They aren't available, and they always seem to happen like in the morning on a weekday. I mean, I guess the Saturday Saturday morning you could have been on, but I mean, shoot, I was gonna get on Saturday morning for content like this. I think the biggest issue, like I dealt with this for Christmas, was like, because it doesn't really affect, if anything, you actually gain, because usually you get the high meta cards go up in price, so you gain value on your team, but nothing really changes. Everyone says, oh, there's so many coins in the market, like the high-end cards can be so expensive now moving forward. Like, no, it takes like 3 hours the market adjusts. Like trading goes back down to normal, high-end cards go back down to normal. So you really aren't affected at all. But I will say, like, psychologically, it kind of kills your motivation to grind a little bit. Like, it's like, I'll say, for example, Christmas. Like Christmas was I was doing great on the market. I went from, like the 30 to 100, right? I did all that grinding, flipping, doing everything, investing in the Eastern. It's like people then woke up Christmas morning and did all that in a span of, an hour.
Right.
And I will say, it's like, damn, like I just did all that. People got in 30 minutes. Like, and I know it's like content creation, like I'm going to keep going, but for a lot of people, it's kind of killed their motivation a little bit to, like, I don't know, keep grinding the market. It's like, it's little things. It's just little things. But I will say, I do not understand the people that get upset at us. Like, I'm telling you, I had people, when I uploaded my videos this week, and when I opened up my eggs, and I was doing like my egg predictions, and like I would mention in the video, like, when yeah, I did benefit from the egg glitch. Hopefully you guys did. I got people, and like I would say like newer viewers that commented, like basically saying F you, like
right.
Just because you benefit, like, dog, I was just there, like, blame EA and stuff. And I will say, with this loophole specifically, this loophole for Easter, it did ruin the extravagant egg values. Like it did. They would have been 100% more valuable. Absolutely. And it actually would have made the reroll a little bit. It's like, for example, like this Easter one, like if you missed out on it, then like you were stuck with overpriced sets at that point. You didn't really want to do the reroll because everyone had 50 of each egg. So I could say this loophole was probably the one, because it was prior to Easter, the one that was probably the most detrimental to the rest of the community, because it did affect the price of their Easter eggs and stuff. So it's just, I don't really understand the people that get upset at the ones that benefit from it. Like, you should be upset at EA Sports, because now this is the third time where there has been a massive loophole in the game. So
again, I think
that's my stance on it.
I do feel so. The one side of that, though, is that other games i.e. MLB, they do flash sales that they don't tell you about. You just show up and you're like, ooh, I have 1 hour to get online and buy this pack at 80% off. And they're West Coast time. And those typically drop at 2 o'clock. I'm not home till 5. I will miss all of them. Luckily, you can buy packs off of their app and do things that way. But if you're on PlayStation, you honestly have no excuse, because if you have one of these, you have your entire console on your phone at all times. Okay, I need y'all to kind of catch up here with the 21st century, right? It's 2023. You know that you can access your console from your phone anywhere on the damn planet. Okay, so you're not home is no longer an excuse. Xbox, you also need a controller, right? I use a Backbone. You can use any controller. You can buy a $10 USB controller off Amazon to keep in your pocket or in your car. You can always have your console with you. Okay, if you don't know how to do this, YouTube it. It's easy. So no more. Like, I get it. It sucks, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, if these drop, I'm in a meeting at 10 o'clock very, very often. These come out at 10:30, and sometimes I'm just screwed.
Totally.
But for the egg one, not going to lie. I was like, hey, it's 10:30. I should probably check, which I think that is the real reason behind these flash sales, right? Because now, before, it's April, right? There's no reason that I'm getting out at 10:30 to check content. I know what's coming. I'll get on later. But now, you bet your ass at 10:30, I'm like, I should probably log in and open a pack just to find out.
Just in case.
So it's that, and engagement is through the roof, right? Every day at 10:30, like, okay, everybody log on just in case, right? Otherwise, it's April. Engagement at 10:30, make 6 people on, right? Like, I don't know, I'll get to it when I get to it. So that's how I feel, man. I feel like it is blowing up.
I know one thing. I think someone commented, said no YouTube creator. I will say that I was a little bit disappointed in kind of the content creator community, because almost every single content creator benefit from the glitch. Like, I would say 90% of Madden content creators, streamers, and YouTubers benefit, because we all get on when the content does drop. And I do feel like because of that, no one like I know they're the big dogs. I feel like no one was really talking about how bad the extravagant egg reroll actually was, or how bad the entire Easter promo was. Like, I feel like there would have been, without the egg reroll, the egg glitch, there would have been a lot more backlash on the entire program. But because every single content creator did get the loophole, that, like, I just felt like no one was talking about how bad and how much of a ripoff the entire sets were and the reroll was. Like, it was.
I think it was just us. I think it was just us.
Like, I was going on rants on Twitter and like going in, and I think it was justifiable, like how bad they were, but like no one was talking about it at all.
Right.
Like, I'm just a little bit disappointed, because then it's like EA now got like a pass, you know, like all I saw across my YouTube timeline was like golden tickets.
Right,
It's like,
right.
no one's kind of like,
maybe
backlashing.
That's the move, man. Maybe that's why I kind of feel like it's a notice flash
but now
sale for these.
Now I think it's just gonna give EA a pass to like keep doing this bad stuff, because no one really talked about how much the sets were a ripoff and how much the reroll was a ripoff. Like, how much they really screwed us. Like, they made us wait till 3 days before the promo.
That was dumb.
It was basically as if they didn't drop a reroll, because it was like such a bad.
Just tell us no rerolls were coming.
It was just a middle finger to the entire community on one of the promos, that it's like I put up with the bullshit that happens throughout the entire year, because I know for 2 weeks or 3 weeks during December, I have a blast with presents, and then for 2 weeks during Easter, I have a blast. Even though last year, and again, people will say like, oh, you market people didn't like this promo because you didn't make coins. I lost probably more last year off of eggs than I did this year. The reason it was a terrible promo was the just functionality of it, like how it actually worked. And when you logged in, like, to get the eggs, you had to put 7 cards to get one, and that one card is most likely one of the overalls you put into the set. It was just a pain. It was the least user-friendly promo I've experienced in a long time.
I just think like communication wasn't there. I think like all you had to do to say we have an extravagant egg reroll coming.
Like, we also the Team Diamond 2 drop in the middle of that. That was, again, awful. The team that, like, if you're gonna make sets the main way to get these eggs, why would you drop a Team Diamond 2 promo that requires the exact same overalls for that.
we
It just,
predicted that though. We kind of
I
called
mean,
that.
yeah, but like, but then we thought we were gonna get a reroll
that's true. Yeah,
as a result of that, but we
Yeah.
didn't. So those cards were still like used, and they were just like,
Super
it was
expensive,
just,
yeah.
again, it was just like, I feel like like we get it. All promos and all coin packs and all rerolls this year are directed to where like you're supposed to lose. Like it's just how
Right.
it is. It's how the economist does it. But it's like Easter, Easter and Christmas are the 2 times a year where you're not supposed to lose a ton off it. And if you didn't experience the egg loophole, you probably, unless you like out of egg stuff, like if you just paid straight up for eggs, I have a hard time seeing it like at a consistent rate. I have a hard time seeing you gain a lot. Most people gain because of like stuff they did pre-market and post-market. Like, yeah, you probably make coins because you bought training on Sunday and then liquidated it. But
so
from the actual eggs, I just,
my only counter so far is that post Easter, still doing the egg sets yesterday. I'm still breaking even on them. And that's only the small and mediums. That's what me buying packs to do them. But that's my only count. The largest, the large sets are far and away not worth it. Those are terrible.
Yeah.
But I know people like some people were pulling like 7 straight extravagance out of the largest. So they weren't as bad. But the extravagant reroll was god awful. That was horrendous. But the small and medium ones, again, I know that they're not a method to make coins. The thing is, you can roll them for minimal loss if you're doing them honestly from opening up small price packs.
Yeah, I like how packs now, like AKA packs or stuff, are really, really good.
So the Star Fantasy, the
stuff.
27K ones are amazing right now.
Yeah.
So that's my only counter to it, right? Like I know everybody's mad. Like I know the sets suck. I know the eggs, the small and medium eggs are not great. You know what I mean? Largely not great. 1 out of 100, you'll get something cool. But rolling them again afterwards with nothing in my binder, they're actually not bad, right? I'm breaking even. It seems at worst. So I'm not. Right. I'll stand with you 100% on the large and the extravagance for trash. But the small and medium ones I think are still viable now.
Yeah, they're fine. They're like it's like I said, we talked about that earlier. It's like that you can open packs and not lose everything you open. And it's like that's cool.
Right. I think that's more what I'm looking for because like every other program we've had, like you said, like the rerolls are garbage. The sets were all garbage, right?
Every program reroll has been bad other than that. The Campus Heroes, but that
that was the only, and that was for like 3 days, right?
Yeah.
Everything else has been terrible. So this is the first time I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this and not lose my ass every time. Like that's all I asked for. That's why Campus Heroes was so good. It's not even that you won every time; that you didn't always lose. That was the only difference. Like imagine how fun it is when you're like, oh, good, I'm not getting kicked in the face this time.
Every single time, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Struggles, man. There's some struggles out there.
I don't think it was the worst program we've had. I think there's some stuff that I would like, but hopefully they change some stuff up for next year because I don't think the structure is gonna be beneficial for us next year at all.
Yeah, I mean, just so I look at it this way, right? So like, could you imagine if Zero Chill was like this and it was sets for presents and extravagance were 100,000 training? Or extra large eggs were 100K. Like, how horrendous would have that been?
Yeah, I think again that's kind of why like I was so disappointed in this one because the present reroll was so good. Like you want to talk about a training return rate that was a high percentage compared to other rerolls. Like you got back 90 to 90%. Some people were making training by just rolling presents and books.
Right, yeah.
And so then when we got to Easter, and we were expecting that same level of fun,
it didn't even exist. Right, there was the engagement was so poor.
I even think just like a simple change, like a very simple. If they just came out with the extravagant egg reroll a week prior to Easter instead of 3 days, I think it would have made it much easier and much better on the community instead of it just being like a panic at the end to complete as many sets as possible.
I think that's
like
the
it's
biggest
just
part.
Little things,
right? Yeah, I think you're right.
I think my conspiracy theory here is that you remember how bad the servers were on Easter. I mean on Christmas.
Yes.
I think they want to avoid that.
I
really do. I really think they want to avoid that this time around.
We can say that, but like there's fixes to that. They've done staggered releases in years past where presents will release, like you'll release 5 presents each day and stuff like, on the days after. That would actually lead to a lot of like really cool market stuff in the days after. But
there was another like limiting factor though at Christmas. Remember early that week there was a server update that like broke the menus, right? Remember how like the game was like broken beforehand and then we got to Christmas and it was just all hell broke loose.
Right.
So like at least this one was I struggle to say stable.
Yeah.
It's stable as it had been, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't already degraded. So before for Christmas it was already massively degraded, and then presents open, it was just broken.
I don't want to give a bailout to like $1 billion company because they can't get their servers to work on like the most important day of the year. Like
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
it's
the servers have
no,
been
I 100% understand the
Yeah.
reasoning behind it. Like, yeah, they probably, that's probably why they did the extravagant egg
Yeah.
reroll is maybe the only reroll in the game, because you couldn't actually like just have 1,000 extravagant eggs.
Yeah, it
Or
was
they
only
weren't
us
gonna be worth
psychos
it
that
at
were
that.
over five. Like there were hardly anybody that I saw
Yeah,
that
seriously,
were
there
over
was barely
500.
anybody.
Like that
Yeah,
was
no,
like
exactly.
the limit, only from
I-
time purposes, right?
Yeah, I asked my chat like how many eggs you had, like how many. The big question was like how many small, medium, and large eggs do you have going in? Everyone probably had less than 50.
Yeah.
You had a few with 100 and 200, 300, and those were like the ones that were grinding it for
Right.
2 days. But
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tough. It was tough to get them, and I was on it for quite a bit. I only had like 300, almost 400. That was it. I couldn't get more than that. I just couldn't.
Right, yeah.
It was really possible for me.
Yeah.
So
Oh well.
Yeah.
Either way, lots more stuff to look forward to this week. Hopefully, we'll see what the smut missions
yeah,
is.
this
I'm
Uh,
excited
really,
for
really
it.
cool.
I like when they bring new things in that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, there's no guesses, right? I'm like, that could be anything. I saw
Exactly.
you going through the article this morning, Adam, with the space guys, but none
Yeah,
of that
I don't know.
correlated. Like none of that can work at all.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So who
Um,
knows? It's just fun because like my one thing is give me like some more motivator stuff because like those things go crazy.
Yeah, I
They
love
go crazy
motivators.
for motivator stuff. So
Right,
give me
right.
something like that.
yeah, if
for
this
it.
is just like 5 new 99s, I'm just gonna turn the game off. You know what I mean? Like I need something engaging here. I think.
Right, to give us a reason to like pick up.
Yeah,
these
I know.
players,
I know people are saying like mission, but like there might be missions involved, and like I would imagine a promo that's like
Huh.
more like MLB The Show, where it's like all
Okay.
the cards are upgradable. Like they drop,
Oh
let's
man.
say they drop one card for each team that starts with like a 94 overall, and through
Grind it.
missions and objectives, you can get them up
Right,
to
right.
99. That would be like that would get people on to
cool.
stay on the game, like for just like grinding those out, and then
Yeah, facts. Because I know
that'd
I
be
haven't
really
even
cool.
gotten my Polomoa yet because I look at them Team Diamond challenges and I'm like, nah. not
oh,
today.
I know, yeah,
Yeah,
I was a week
Yeah, I
late on
haven't done
those.
it. I'm not doing that.
A
I'm
week
not.
late on those.
I straight up said like, nope, not happening.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it.
I'm good with the
Yeah.
offensive ones. You know what I mean? Like score a touchdown. I'm like, I can do that.
Facts,
As soon as it
yeah,
says
yeah.
get 2 tackles, I'm like, nope, I'm out.
I just don't want to do it.
So I
Yeah,
wanna-
Just don't.
If they can get me to like grind head-to-head seasons or something this
Something, give
weekend,
me it, I down.
kudos on them, because I had people ask me all weekend like, "Yo, you playing any games?" I'm just like, "Why? I don't know why. I don't really why.
I don't want
Yeah.
it.
I had no reason
It
to.
happens, man. I mean, it's April at the same time. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah,
we're 8
exactly,
months in now, and like the burnout is
Exactly.
real, especially for content creators. Y'all have no idea
Yeah.
what it's like to play this game daily for the
Yeah,
last
facts.
5 years. Even when you don't want to, and you're like, oh, I have to log
Got it,
in.
though. Got it, yeah.
It wears you down, man. Just like any job you have where it's 24/7, right? There's no
Yeah.
vacation from this.
That's the thing. The content creation game, it's like you really have no days off. Like
You
you
don't.
are always
Right.
thinking.
Yeah,
wake
even
up,
your
you
off
think-
days, I'm like, well, I better go grind this so I have it for tomorrow's stream.
Facts. yeah.
Um,
Yep, it
that's
could be like
my
midnight. I'm
least
like, I want to
favorite.
go to bed.
Right,
I gotta get
yes,
this stuff ready for tomorrow.
yes.
And then if you don't do anything, you feel like you've been super unproductive.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
you miss
"Damn, I
one
didn't
day. It's
do
like you
anything
missed a
today."
month. You're like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
the worst. Like everyone forgot who I was already.
Facts.
Yeah,
I
you
better
just
send out a
go up.
tweet so they know I'm alive. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
God,
like
we're
that,
dumb.
but-
Why do we do this? It's fun as hell though.
It is fun.
Um,
It is fun to play video
yeah.
games. We'll say that much.
I think it's all we
So
got
yeah.
for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, golden tickets tonight, possibly.
Awesome,
Get your
awesome.
golden ticket.
I
Hopefully
think
someone
that's
gets it.
3
That's
hours
cool.
from now. Oh, I'm already tired. We
Yeah.
did this show so early. I forgot that it was only 6 o'clock
Yeah.
now. Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think I'm gonna be available for the golden ticket. So
Oh yeah, you have to
hopefully.
bring, yeah.
Oh
That's on you
yeah,
guys.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna hang out for the next couple hours. I'll probably do some sets and rolls, grab an adult beverage, and hang out. YouTube peeps,
Nice.
appreciate you guys hanging out. Joe,
Yep.
Adam, as always.
Of course.
Love to hang out and talk to you guys. We will we'll talk again later, but we'll do this again
Mhm.
here next Tuesday and cover the aftermath and hopefully be diving right into the draft next week.
Yep.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yes.
All right,
Alrighty.
guys, enjoy.
Have a good one.
Deuces.